Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hedger begins now.
It was a rescue mission, leaving many on the edge of their seats. And today, one of the divers who helped save 13 people trapped in a Thai cave last year has shared his experience with the Hobart public. Dr. Craig Challen was named 2019 Australian of the Year for his efforts.
Well, the cave rescue was the most extraordinary experience and totally unprecedented. There's never been anything like that before. I was greatly privileged that I was able to bring my skills and experience to bear with the team.
The diver will head to Sydney tomorrow to continue his public lectures. Well, it's Saturday night and there's a good chance many of us will end up on the dance floor. But the biggest ballroom blitz is already underway in Launceston, where the country's finest dancers are swinging into action.
As the saying goes, dance like no one's watching. But you can throw that rule right out the window. At the Open Dance Sport Championship, everyone is watching, especially the judges. A fine frock or a trim tuxedo is the only way to make an entrance. The showdown of sequins and stilettos continues to draw the very best to Tasmania.
We've been here for the last 6 years doing this for this competition, so we never want to miss it.
More than 500 people will share the spotlight this weekend, and the list of dance styles is nearly endless.
Ballroom, modern waltz, tango, quick step, and then the Latin American we have the cha-cha, the samba, the rumba, the paso doble and the jive.
Avoiding slip-ups takes more than just a snazzy outfit.
It's all instinct, because you might have 25, 30 couples on the floor and you have to react. So you're on your tippy toes, like wondering what's going to happen.
1, 2, 3, good.
I've been told anybody can dance, so it's probably time to give this a go. Have I got what it takes to win this?
I think you're going pretty good.
Probably best to just leave it to the professionals. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
For those seeking a warming winter tipple, a new local business has today unveiled its range of modern rums to the public. It's the first dedicated rum distillery in the state in almost 200 years, and it's set to operate at an historic Tasmanian site.
A hearty glass of this Caribbean classic to toast New Norfolk Distillery's first batch, ready to hit the shelves.
The products we've sort of got for you today, because you need to age rum for 2 years at least, a silver spirit called the Misty Valley Silver Spirit, and we've also got a spice rum called the Near Horizon Spiced Rum.
And it's a first for the state. A law in 1838 saw the banning of distilling spirits in Tasmania, then overturned in 1991.
There's no rum dedicated distilleries in Tasmania, and I've got a passion for rum, and over a glass of rum, me and my brother decided we'd like to set up a distillery down here. And we thought, what can we do? We decided rum's a great choice.
This old historic site, known as the longest running asylum in Australia, will house the $3 million distillery and cellar door by the end of the year, with the Derwent Valley Council approving the first stage of the project in May.
So we chose Willow Court because we live in the town, and as a local family we drive past the buildings quite regularly, and it's a bit run down and it's got a bit of a dark history, and we want to see something positive and a bit of positive change within the town too.
These warming concoctions are made with Tasmanian spices and hydrated with water sourced from Burnie, and are available right here in New Norfolk to purchase from tonight.
We want to be a rum producer that not only produces great Australian rum, but rum that's recognised worldwide.
Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
Back home to the TSL, and North Launceston have reclaimed top spot on the competition ladder with a convincing victory over old rivals Lauderdale at Skybus Oval. The Pies recovered from a slow start to overrun the Tigers at KG5, with Launceston never in doubt against the Roos at Blunston Arena. Lauderdale has been unshakable on their home deck this season, but North Launceston quickly had them shook, booting away to a 20-point lead at the first change. Wet conditions slowing things down on the scoreboard in the second, with both sides booting just one major apiece. As some of their best watched on from the sidelines with injury, the Southern Bombers struggled to get going in front of the Lauderdale faithful as their northern rivals continued their surge towards September with a cruisy 45-point win to move back to the top of the table. Keen to build some finals momentum of their own, Kingborough came out firing against the Pies at KG5, but struggled to find the middle of the sticks, squandering 14 chances in front of goals by half-time. The Tigers' forward line finding their rhythm in the second, extending the lead to 24 points before the Pies finally woke up, with the side's big guns helping to narrow the gap to just 5 points heading into the home stretch. Spurred on by the home crowd, the Pies took flight, overrunning the visitors in a dominant fourth quarter to take the match by 23 points. Keen to atone for 2 losses on the trot, the Blues were on song early against Clarence at Blunston Arena. The Roos bouncing back in the second quarter, reducing the margin to 21 at the long break. Launceston's class showing through in an impressive second half, with the Blues proving they're still a true flag contender with a 65-point win. To cricket, and England looks set to unleash the express pace of Jofra Archer at Lords as they search for new ways to stop Steve Smith. Australia's tour match against Worcestershire ended in a draw after rain ruined the final day. The Aussies are backing Smith to come out on top against England's spearhead in the second test.
The beauty of Steve is that you can come up with a plan and he's good enough to adapt, really quickly.
Off spinner Moeen Ali has been dropped, with the second test getting underway on Wednesday. Meantime, Tasmanian George Bailey has been caught up in the middle of a pay dispute between players and franchise owners in the Global T20 League, with his side, the Montreal Tigers, and opponents, the Toronto Nationals, refusing to start their match until they were paid a portion of their wages for the tournament. Play was delayed for several hours before Bailey's side was eventually defeated by 35 runs.
Welcome back. It's been a chilly day with a cold southwesterly airstream persisting across the state and showers in the west and south. Hobart reached a top of 9 degrees today, Launceston 14, Devonport and Burnie both 12. Maximum temperatures were generally 2 to 5 degrees below average. St Helens reached 14, Low Head 13, Ouse and the Bass Strait Islands all 12, Smithton, Friendly Beaches, Maria Island and Strawn 11, Grove 9, Lyowini with a top of just 3 degrees. Looking to the skies, we can see convective cloud over the state with mid-level cloud in the north. Zooming out, cold low cloud over the south of the mainland with low pressure centres visible to the east. Tomorrow, that complex area of low pressure will persist between Tasmania and New Zealand. On the waters, southerly winds reaching up to 35 knots about the west, with swells at 2 to 3 metres in the west and south. And I've got a few things to warn you about. There's a gale warning current between Low Rocky Point and Stanley, and a strong wind warning between Cape Portland and Tasman Island, as well as from Southeast Cape to Low Rocky Point. And there's a minor flood warning for the Huon River and a flood watch for the Derwent and Southeast catchments. Showers easing in Hobart tomorrow, a top of 12 degrees, the same at Richmond, Ouse 11. Looking partly cloudy in the north, Launceston 13, Devonport a top of 15, Deloraine 12. Burnie mostly sunny, looking at a top of 15, showers expected at Strawn and Curry. Showers in the east as well, St Helens and Whitemark both 13, Swansea 12. Looking ahead to Monday now with showers about the west and south of the state, but mainly fine elsewhere. Much the same on Tuesday with patchy morning frost about the north. And Wednesday we can expect showers about the west, later developing in the north. Looking to the mainland now, a sunny day expected for Perth, Darwin and Brisbane tomorrow. Sydney looking partly cloudy with showers in Adelaide and Melbourne. And finally, let's take a look at the current conditions across the state. It's going to be another cold night, and Louise, we may see snowfall to around 600 metres tomorrow morning.
That's something to look forward to. Thank you for that, Britt. Before we leave you tonight, more than 60,000 rubber ducks have been dumped into the Chicago River for the city's annual Ducky Derby. It took 15 minutes for the winner to float to the finish line as part of the fundraising event for the state's Special Olympics team. Almost $500,000 was raised by people sponsoring the ducks, which were all scooped out of the river at the end. That's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us this evening. Good night.